What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Today we got a special guest, Kristi Merritt. Kristi, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
I always like to kick these off with what got you started in real estate.
So I never really thought I would get into real estate. Like, it's not something that ever crossed my mind until it did. And then it was like fast. I don't even think you know this about me, but I started in the medical world. So I went to college and I worked in radiology as an x-ray tech.
Okay.
I really specialized in like the orthopedic side, and I was in surgical cases and things like that. During that period, I also had started bodybuilding. Mm-hmm. So I actually went from working at the hospital to being in more of like a medical device sales rep position.
Okay.
But I wasn't like selling anything. I'm not a salesperson at all. I was just in surgical cases with physicians implanting this device that I worked for. And I decided found a really good opportunity to purchase a gym, and it was already established. So I did it. I bought it. It wasn't represented in the best way on paper. So when I got there, I was like, crap, you just bought this thing. Like, you have to make it your baby and make it come together. So I had to actually leave my job and run this gym, and I had to fire everybody in there to make the numbers work.
Yeah.
Which I guess that's why he was selling it.
Did you buy it sight unseen?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
But it was just, there were some things going on with like the trainers that were there and stuff like that. Like, just under the table stuff that was not going to help me be profitable at all.
Yep.
Plus it was a franchise. I won't name the franchise, but it was. So I literally had to go in there, dive in. I was signing people up. I was training people. I was cleaning the toilets. Like, I had to do it all. So I became like unemployed very quickly. I did that for, I think it was like around a year. Okay. And then I was like, you know what, this just isn't working. The franchise was not a good setup for a business that was already down the drain. So I went through the process of basically dissolving it, which was not easy. And I was like, okay, well, you wanted to be a business owner and you did it, but the brick and mortar was so heavy. I was like, I don't know that I ever want to have a business again with a brick and mortar with all that overhead costs. It was not a good experience for me. So I went back into the medical field. I was a director for an urgent care center locally, and I really poured myself into that job. It was a salaried position, and I had just met my husband, Evan, and I got laid off shortly after we bought our house.
Oh, no.
So it was kind of like the perfect storm. We bought our first home, and I remember sitting at the closing table, and everyone says, like, I saw what the realtor made.
We had somebody recently that just said that. Yeah.
And I'm like, she does a lot of closings.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I remember sitting at the closing table and being like, counting, gosh, she could make a lot of money.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of, it was just the perfect storm.
Yeah.
We just bought our house. I saw that on paper. I got laid off from the hospital. Like, everything was taken from me. I gave the hospital like 30 days to call me back with a better position. And I said if they didn't, that I was just going to go enroll in real estate school and pay in full and go to Wyatt and go all in. And they never called me. So I signed up for real estate school. I will say that the hospital did call me like a few days after I had signed up for real estate school and did offer me something. And I was like, you know what, this is the hardest thing to do, because that would be the easy road, right?
For sure.
And I said, no, I'm going to try this new thing. And I just
here you are
all in.
Yeah. That's awesome. What an amazing story. So you enrolled in real estate school. How long did it take before you got your first deal jumping out?
I would say,
or when was the time period? When were we talking?
So it was 2019.
Okay.
So it was like the end of 2019. So right as things were kind of like ramping up, I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like I had a good upper hand because of that. Like, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Deals were just flying left and right.
We were the same way too. You know, we started like right in COVID. So like, you know, the need for mover was much higher than where if we were to start
easy.
today. Yeah.
Like, I'm not even going to lie.
But you still had to execute to continue to build that referral.
Yep. Yeah. So I feel like, so I was rookie of the year my first year, and that was my only goal. Yeah. I remember, so I went to Keller Williams, and that's where I signed up, and I had a productivity coach, and they're like, how much business do you want to do? I'm like, I don't even know anything about this business. How much am I supposed to want to do?
Yeah.
And I'm a very competitive person. Like, are there any awards I can win? And
forget the money. I just want rookie of the year.
So he was like, yeah, you can get rookie of the year. And I'm like, well, how much do I have to do? And he's like, it just depends on what everyone else does. That's new. So I'm like, okay. So that's what I aimed for, and I got it. So I sold 14 transactions that first year, which is really, really good, I think.
Yeah.
But the things that I say it was easy during those first few years just because of that high market that we had. But a lot of agents fell out after that, I think, because it's easy, right? So you just expect it to keep coming to you, but you will hit a point when the market gets more normal and that doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah.
And I didn't really feel that because I really worked on my back end of like nurturing people, building relationships. Like, I wanted to take care of people. So with me just taking care of people, my business naturally kept going.
You treat it as a relationship, not a transaction.
Yep. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Because we all know that, that tidal wave of COVID ended, I guess last year or this year, we're starting to see it. Mm-hmm. But the people that really maintained, a good reputation and built relationships through the process are more successful than ever.
Yep. Yeah.
And in that journey, you've kind of thrown in the, the nature of motherhood and moving and all that stuff. Tell us about that a little bit.
So that's been, a lot of, like, when I was at Keller Williams, everybody around me had seen that. They had seen me get in. I was laid off, got into the business. We had just bought our first home, and we had just gotten engaged. I also had just found out I was pregnant. So I had so Asher, our oldest, he's 4 now, but he was born in January 2021.
Okay.
So my whole first year of real estate was that.
Yeah.
And that was hard. I wanted to keep the momentum going, but I also wanted to like experience being a mother.
Yep.
So I was home with Asher and really like had to juggle both at the same time, but my production continued to increase. So I was only proving to myself that I could do it. I wouldn't say it was easy, and I wouldn't say that like it was graceful at all.
Yeah.
I remember there being times where I would like get to a showing early. I would have him with me, and I would have to hop into the back seat of my car, feed him. And as my clients are pulling up, I'm getting out of the back seat of the car with my baby. And you're like, gosh, people aren't going to want to work with me because of this. But nobody fired me. Nobody didn't want to work with me.
They probably appreciated you a little bit more, right?
I think so, because it was like real. Like I'm a real person too.
Yep.
Real estate tends to not sleep. So I have found that a lot of my clients, they don't think of us. I'm sure other real estate agents can say this too, but they forget that we're real people. So maybe me having my kid there that first year with me made me more of a real person.
Yeah. Isn't it cool to think, or not cool, but crazy to think like how real estate doesn't sleep, but also it provides flexibility too as well. Mm-hmm. And it's like they marry, but it's so weird and awkward because they're complete opposite.
Yeah. It's hard to break up. I know you would probably ask me about balance, but like there's no real balance to this. Every day is so different. Like some days I'm really good at home and other days I'm not. Mm-hmm. And then some days I'm really good at work and other days I'm not. Like it just, it comes and goes. Mm-hmm. I think I'm getting better at finding a balance that suits me.
Yeah.
I had to stop like paying attention to all the noise and like, well, I see this mom doing it this way and I see this family doing it this way. And I had to stop doing that and just kind of do what felt right for me and my family. And I this, but my husband went into real estate too for a couple of years with me. I really needed the help and I didn't want to make a hire, and I got him to leave his job and come work with me. And after a couple of years, we just realized that like it wasn't for him, and that was okay. And now he's working and in something that he loves and something that fills his cup, and that helped as well. But yeah, I don't know that I'll ever chapters change with kids.
Yeah.
So right now I'm like, what's going to happen when they have after school activities?
Yeah.
I don't want to miss out on that stuff. How are we going to do homework? How are we going to do things like that? So it's going to change all the time, right?
For sure. But it's part of the evolution. Yeah. You just figure it out as you go.
Yep.
Are you working with more listers or sellers right now, or buyers right now? Like, what are you specifically working with, or do you have a specific that you're working
Right
with?
now, I think I prefer to work with buyers.
Okay.
I mean, I have listings,
Yep.
and listings are money in the real estate world because you get to put your sign in a yard and it's advertising. But sellers are really, really, we have to set expectations with them right now.
Yeah.
And I have to turn down a lot of listings because of that. I want the listings, but I also know the time and energy that it takes. And if I'm not seeing eye to eye with the seller, I don't want my sign in their yard.
Yeah.
I always tell sellers, like, we'll go to an appointment and they're like, well, so-and-so's house sold down the road 3 months ago for this much. And I'm like, 3 months is like, that's too long ago.
For sure.
And your home may be worth, say it's worth $500,000, and we can probably get that in this market. We have to look at the competition first.
For sure.
And price against the competition.
Yeah.
So if you don't have to sell because of a job or something like that, or schools or things like that, it's probably not in your best interest. And I always tell sellers, I'm like, I hope you interview other agents, and they're probably going to come in here and tell you that they can list it for maybe 25, 50 more than I told you. But
It's going to sit.
they just want to get their sign in your yard.
Yeah.
And then in 6 months, you guys are going to be, for the next 6 months, you guys are going to be butting heads. They're going to be begging for price reductions. I don't want to live my life that way.
No, I don't blame you at all. When do you see it do you see it? I know you're not like a fortune teller. Do you see it kind of transition more towards the seller's market again? You know, I know it's kind of like a standoff right now. It's like a seller and a buyer's market, essentially, kind of.
Yeah. I mean, what I'm experiencing is it's getting to be more balanced.
Yeah.
The numbers don't show that.
Yeah.
We do it based off inventory. And they say that we have to have 6 months of inventory to be a balanced market and to head into a buyer's market. Right now in our area, we have like 3 months of inventory. Okay. So it feels like we're really far away from a buyer's market number wise.
Yeah.
But it's been so long since we saw a buyer's market that historically, do we even know what that means anymore?
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm doing it more based on how it feels. Buyers right now have an upper hand. Are there some listings that go on the market and get multiple offers? Yes, but they were priced right. They're in neighborhoods that are highly desirable. I think it's more balanced, and I think my buyers right now do have an upper hand for the most part.
So walk us through like what a listing appointment looks like for you. Like, you know, you walk up to the house, you know, what are y'all discussing? What are y'all talking about? You know, what kind of recommendations are you given during that to get the most bang for your buck?
So first thing we do is we walk through the home and I take notes, and I'm like, okay, this is what I'm seeing. We sit down and kind of just talk expectations. Yeah. And honestly, in this market, your home has to be highly presentable. It can't just be thrown on the market anymore. It has to be perfect. And perfect almost means like we have to make sure that no matter what kind of buyer comes into that home, they can see themselves there.
Yeah.
So neutral, but presentable.
Staging? No.
So staging, it just depends.
Yeah.
I would say in most homes right now, though, people live in them. So if you're living there, because most people can't buy a home without selling their home. So if you're living there, we usually take the things that you already have and move them around and do what we need to do with them. That can even look like me literally going in for photos that day and holding stuff in my hands in a corner while they take pictures, just to make sure that it's not in the pictures.
Yeah. Not like a camera picture and like you see them in the background in the mirror taking a picture of the bathroom.
You can't do anything like that. And there's certain strategies that we can do, like ordering the photos a certain way and like in Zillow and the MLS and things like that. But it's just, honestly, it's setting those expectations. Like I have to go in, I have to be able to be honest, like super transparent and say, this is what we have to do. Like your house smells like this.
Yeah.
We have to move this. I know this is your favorite family heirloom, whatever, but we have to move it. Yeah. It's having hard conversations and being able to do that. And some sellers will appreciate you for that. And then some will hate you for that.
Oh, I can only imagine.
So, it's just that honest, transparent conversation, like right from the beginning.
What do you enjoy most about real estate? Like, what's your favorite thing?
Right now, in an unaffordable economy,
Yeah.
I love being able to help buyers that are like, I can't buy a house. Look at that monthly payment. And working with lenders who offer specific programs. I've been getting buyers in homes where they're actually getting their earnest money back at closing.
Oh, wow.
So making it possible for people that never thought it could be possible. And to be honest, the reason why that fills my cup is because they are so appreciative of you.
Yeah.
So the relationship carries on. And then I get referral business and we literally become family. My clients, if you work with me, like my husband knows your name, my kids at 2 and 4 are learning your name at this point. Because I only work with so many clients at once. So it's like, hey, I got to go show this person a house. Hey, guess what happened today? So that's really what I like. And that may be the lower budget families, but that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody needs a house.
Yep.
Are you looking more towards, when you're looking for those kind of buyers, are you looking more towards new construction because of the rate buy downs and stuff, or what?
Sometimes I do think that sometimes even with new construction right now, the budget is like the price point can be too high.
Still priced out.
Yeah. So we just have to be smart with the negotiations. And these first time home buyers are getting into like brick ranches.
Yeah.
Those types of homes. It's not going to be what you thought you may have seen yourself in.
Maybe need a little work.
Yeah. But I try to tell, like when we're standing in a house and we're looking at it and they're like, man, this just isn't what I saw for myself. Like I didn't see this being my first home. And I'm like, hey, that's so normal.
Yeah.
Like if you don't take this step and you don't put yourself in a house where maybe it's not perfect, your first home is not going to be perfect.
Yep.
You're going to have to put some work into it, but you're going to be able to afford it and you're going to be able to stay there and you're going to build equity doing that. So, but if you don't, and you're not comfortable with it, you will stay renting.
Yeah.
For a while.
Let's talk about those negotiations you were talking about. Does it ever get into like a heated negotiation battle in real estate? Like, have you ever been in one of those where it's just kind of like back and forth? You feel like you're at war almost?
Yeah. And buyers right now, there's a lot of inventory, so they can play hardball.
Oh, yeah.
And sellers are like, they're not catching on yet.
Yeah, they still think it's, COVID days.
Yeah. So, I mean, I had a buyer just this past weekend. This never usually happens, but we submitted an offer and it was under asking and the seller did counter offer us. And my client sort of agreed to the counter offer. We had to make a few little changes, but we did counter offer them back. Our offer expired at 7 p.m. and we never heard from them. And my buyer got so mad that he was like, they're not even taking it seriously. We've been monitoring our phones. Why aren't they answering us? We had an expiration date for a reason. He actually said, hey, just submit another offer and it's going to be lower.
Oh, wow.
And we did, and they didn't take it. But that's how buyers are right now. So sellers have to realize that like, just because you're going back and forth with a buyer, they can go at any time.
Yep.
A counteroffer is not solidifying anybody to you. It's not a contract.
Yeah.
And buyers are doing that right now. They have other options. And sometimes when there's an expiration on a contract, to be honest, it's not taken seriously and I wish it was. But for example, my client missed out on another home because he chose to go after this home first and the other home went into multiple offers and it was gone by the time we knew that he wasn't getting that first home.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty heated sometimes right now.
That's fun. I've always wanted to get into one of those. Maybe I'll do real estate for just a week so I can get into a couple negotiations. Yes, please. So tell us, what are some areas that you're seeing? I know with, inventory high, but what are some areas in the market right now that are still just, moving off the shelf super fast?
I think Greer is always going to be.
I live in Greer, so I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
what makes it so desirable?
There's just been so much development there, I think.
Okay.
Also, I feel like it's such a good location.
Yeah.
Like you can get, some of Greer is actually Spartanburg County.
We're right on the line.
Yeah.
We're Greenville County, but right across the road, Spartanburg.
Yep. So, and good school districts. You can get to Travelers Rest really easily. You can get to Simpsonville really easily. I think that's too, but Greer also has just done such a good job with like their downtown area and having events and things like that. But Greer also has a lot of subdivisions as well as homes that are on just land.
Yeah.
So
It's a good mix.
Yeah, I think so. As far as up and coming markets, I would say, like I have my eye on Woodruff right now. Mm-hmm. I really like doing business in Woodruff. We sold our first home and we were going to buy land and build, and we did that. But in a period of like 6 months, we lived in our RV, and we did that in Woodruff.
Okay.
So I got to experience it a little bit, and that was way before they even announced the BMW plant coming there. So I remember driving through downtown, and there wasn't much, but you would see like little things starting to pop up. Like that's a great area to invest right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of land out there too.
People are going to be kicking themselves, especially like for some of that commercial space on Main Street. Mm-hmm. They will be kicking themselves when all those family-owned businesses that have been there gain on that opportunity.
Absolutely. Has the BMW plant come to Woodruff yet, or is it?
They're building it.
They're building.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And that's going to bring a ton of jobs out there.
I think so. Yeah.
I forgot. Somebody had told me how many new houses they were building in Woodruff, and I forgot.
There's a lot of subdivisions popping up right now.
Yeah.
But there's still a lot of older homes in Woodruff that need to be flipped. There's a lot of opportunity. There's still land. There's a lot of opportunity.
What kind of areas in the greater Greenville area people are kind of staying away from?
I don't know. I feel like, and this may just be me, but I feel like I'm doing less business in Simpsonville than I used to.
You think it's traffic and congestion, or what?
I think also a lot of people have been priced out of that market.
Okay.
But then again, like if a home pops up in Neely Farm, it's gone.
Yeah.
So you still have some of those other neighborhoods that
still stand out.
Yeah. Big time. But there was also a lot of new development in that area, and I don't think those new construction neighborhoods have been there long enough to start seeing that turnover yet.
Tell me about your most unique or /strange, whatever you want to call it, real estate transaction. Like, was there something that kind of stood out?
I haven't had any like really strange things that stand out.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had the normal, like you walk in on a showing and someone's sleeping.
Okay.
I've had that kind of stuff happen.
Is that super awkward? You have to like nudge them and wake them up? Like,
I did not wake this person up.
You just told
I walked into the room and it was completely dark.
Okay.
The fan was on, like the ceiling fan. And you're like, oh crap, why did this homeowner leave the light off? You know when you flick a switch and the fan doesn't quite, like, if the light was pulled from the actual fixture.
Yeah.
So I was trying to get to the string on the fan so I could turn the light on. And I had my cell phone and the flashlight was on. And as I'm like working my way up to the fixture, I saw him laying in the bed, and I just told my clients to back up.
Did he move? Mm-mm. He just stayed sleeping?
Mm-hmm. We left. We did not finish that show.
They didn't buy that house?
No.
That's so funny. What are some kind of common mistakes, people make when going to buy a house that kind of prevent them? Obviously it's like the financing and stuff like that, but what are some other things that they can do to not wind up in turmoil during the home buying process?
So I think buyers should interview agents just like sellers do.
And you're just looking in that process, or you're just looking for people that you get along with, jive with? Is that like the best way to?
Yeah. I mean, I always tell people, I want you to want to work with me. If you don't want to work with me, then let's not work together, because we will butt heads. And like I told you, like, I don't want to live my life that way. Real estate can be very emotional for our clients, super emotional.
Yeah.
So you're dealing with a lot of emotions, good emotions, bad emotions. I always tell people, you don't hire a realtor for things to go well. You hire us because things go wrong a lot of the time. And it may not be big things. Like, it's not going to be something that might prevent you from buying the house and the whole deal's going to fall apart, but there's hurdles. And I have really good vendors on my side too, like lenders who will bend over backwards just like I will. Yeah. And the team matters. So one of the biggest mistakes, I've had to set really strong boundaries with this, but I have a lot of buyers coming to me right now that want to look at houses without a pre-approval.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, I'm not going to do that. I have buyers who are pre-approved who are, I don't want to sound this way, but they are more worthy of my time because I'm taking time away from my family no matter what to get in my car and go show a house.
They can really buy what they're going to look at.
Right. And sometimes I can ask some screening questions to kind of understand, but still a lot of buyers, they think that they can buy. If you had like one late payment in the last 12 months on a student loan or something, it can kick you out of approval.
Yeah.
So it's just so important that you actually talk to a lender. One of my lenders will literally be available to you. If it's nights, weekends, it doesn't matter. I'm giving it to you on a silver platter.
Yeah.
Just talk to them. Like, meet me in the middle. If you're not willing to do that, then I don't think I can work with you.
Yeah.
And I've had buyers be like, I'm just going to go work with an agent that's less hassle.
Okay.
I don't think the general consumer knows either how real estate agents work.
Yeah.
So like, I'm not getting paid by my brokerage. I actually pay them to hang my license there.
Yep.
So I don't get paid to show homes, right?
Yep.
I have to, that's part of my job. And I like showing houses, but that's not what I get paid to do. I get paid to close on homes.
Yep.
It's still a job. And a lot of people forget that. Like, I still have another life outside of this. I still have to set boundaries. And that was really hard for me to do in the beginning. I think every agent's like that, where you just take everything you can get. It feels good to not feel like I have to do that anymore. But the other thing, it's all around lending. If a buyer chooses another lender and that lender is really bad at communication and they're not available on nights and weekends, and we're trying to write an offer and we really, really need them, that can really be detrimental to like your dream home. Like, you found this home on a Saturday morning with me and your lender is nowhere to be found. I didn't pick that lender. You did.
So the lender has to be part of the process when writing the contract as well?
It's very helpful.
Okay.
Just because sometimes we need a pre-approval letter that has the specific amount that we're offering. Because if you like a home and it's listed at $500,000 and you're going to offer $500,000, but your pre-approval letter says $600,000 or something like that, we can lose negotiating power because
they know you have more money to play with.
But also, it helps if the seller, say that the listing agent is like, I really want to talk to your lender before we accept your offer, just to make sure that you're strong. For a seller to take their home off the market right now and not be confident in your borrowing power, that's kind of risky.
Yeah.
So I mean, and I'm happy that I've built a team that works just as much as I do and they're available. I'll work with any lender. We'll make it work.
Yeah.
Like, I will hustle. I will make sure that lender knows that, like, hey, we needed you, or hey, we're not hearing from you enough. Like, I'll make it work, but I know that my team handles things best.
You can trust them.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's another vendor besides a lender and besides a mover that's super critical in the home buying process?
The closing attorney.
Yeah.
Massive.
What kind of difference do they make?
So you have to have, it's really the paralegal.
Yeah.
I've been spoiled with my attorneys, I feel like. I've been assigned paralegals that I vibe well with. I have high expectations when it comes to communication. So the paralegal has got to, sometimes some attorneys' offices are just overloaded right now. Some paralegals, it's not really their fault, right? They just have too much of a caseload. But they have to be able to get the title work through, and we can miss deadlines because of things like that. I've had some clients pick their own attorney, and it might be some small town home attorney that they've done all their estates with or something. And they're like, no, I trust them. But maybe they don't specialize in real estate. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
Yeah.
The other piece is I have a transaction coordinator.
Okay.
Who is literally my backbone.
And they handle all the paperwork? Or?
Yeah. So once I get a contract,
okay.
I always tell my clients, I'm like, I have a transaction coordinator that you're going to start hearing from. And that's because, like, when I was out showing you homes, she was sitting at her desk checking emails and making sure that everything else stayed on the rails. Mm-hmm. You're going to want that too, right? Like, you know that I'm working with other clients. I'm not just working with you.
Yeah.
So she has been massive help to me. I always joke and say I'd rather not eat than lose her.
Oh yeah. You don't want to test that theory though.
No, not doing it.
That's awesome. Well, is there anything else you want anybody to know about Kristi before we jump off here? Besides you and your family will pull up with a dirt bike to the listing showing, right? Y'all are a big dirt bike family.
We are.
That's always cool to see.
I mean, that's why I don't want to say that's why we bought all the land that we have.
Yeah.
But
it's why you bought all the land you have.
Yeah. I mean, we're not going to have farm animals.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, so.
Do y'all have a racetrack out there or a little dirt track or?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Asher, he has a little like circle track, and that's what
fun.
he's been practicing on. And then my husband put some trails throughout the property. So he likes to ride in the woods.
Yeah. That can get scary.
Yeah. So that's what we're doing on the weekends most of the time.
That's awesome.
But yeah.
Awesome. Well, if they're looking to find you, where can they find you at?
I'm on Facebook and Instagram. Pretty much all my stuff is Kristi Merritt Realtor.
Okay.
And yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.